Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll let you know. I'll send you an email, Lucy Lemons. Thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate that you answered these 4 questions. They were important to me, and they meant something. Thank you.
I don't know. And thank you for asking the questions. They were probably the most unusual ones I've had all year, but hopefully they did something for you.
Thank you so much, Mark. You have a wonderful night.
All right, you
I'll
too.
see you soon at the conference next month.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks. See you then.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you, Lucy, for that. Let's pick up, I promised Washington, D.C. I would grab this one next. Let's grab Washington, D.C. 202 area code. Are you there? Because you were on live with Strange World. What do you got?
Mark.
Hi.
Hi, Mark. This is Tippy Longstocking on the Earth, on the flat Earth. I'm like, I called you about maybe twice.
Okay.
And you see, I'm gonna see if you can remember me. When I first wrote you, it was back in 2015 December. To me, waking up to flat Earth was like me waking up in the morning.
Hello?
No, waking up at night, going to the kitchen, and my parents were talking about, well, somebody got to tell her she's adopted. You know, it was like me finding out that I was adopted. And then I called you again about the movie Hidden Figures. I said, yes, I'm a sister. I'm a black lady.
Okay.
I said,
who were you saying was going to be on? Did you say?
But I get
the movie Hidden Figures is about.
Oh no, I remember the movie. I remember the movie, but
right. You know, it wasn't because of them. They figure out the equation for people to go out and space.
Jose Meza, that's who's supposed. He's trying to call in tomorrow.
All right. So therefore, I go into flat Earth.
I'm not trying to call in.
Well, Jose is. That's why we're listening.
What the heck happened? You probably already talked about.
I did.
What the hell happened?
I did.
Boyfriend said he ain't going to the conference no more. What happened?
Oh, that is the best way of, and Peanut Gallery remembers you, by the way. That is the best way of putting it. What the hell did you do?
I don't like him. I don't like Patricia Steele. They agents. They woo-woo. They what?
Yeah.
You know what? Ever since you talked about HBO and everybody's gonna be following you, now he mad because ain't nobody following him.
I don't. Okay, first off, I have never had a quarrel with ODD ever in a million years. You know, we have our own circles, we do our own thing. So when he came out of the blue and said that I never trusted them and they must be agents and all that, I read it as something else. I read it as, okay, he wanted to get out of the conference for a whole other reason, and he was just using me as an excuse, and Patricia. So it's like, so whatever the reason, you know, maybe he didn't have the money, maybe he didn't like his presentation, maybe the whole thing was just too big for him. I don't know. But you know, I mean, like for example, there was another guy. There's a European version of this over going to happen in London, and one of the guys who was invited was a guy from Scotland named Dell, and he turned it down. But he turned it down up front, and he said, you know, it's just really not my thing. I like doing my own, staying in my own wheelhouse. You know, maybe this was outside of ODD's wheelhouse. I don't know. But, the backlash that he created. Sorry, the short answer to your question, I didn't do anything to the guy. It's like,
I'm trying to go back to Durham videos. What in the hell did Mark do to this man?
No, I didn't do anything. Look, it's sometimes... people look, trust is a tough thing to do in the conspiracy world. It is. I mean, the whole point of a conspiracy is you're suspicious about things. And so, and people say, well, you shouldn't joke so much about, you know, being an agent or doing this and that. I'm going, come on. Flat Earth is a happy, wonderful, positive thing, and I'm trying to do a lighthearted take on it. I don't like dark conspiracies because it tends to eat people up. But people, you know, they're really, really trigger happy. They're really, really twitchy. And so if somebody's like, hey, I found some dirt, even if it's not real dirt, I mean, you know full well what the tabloids do. I mean, you know,
But Mark, you and Patricia, you guys have been so real. So just, you don't even text?
No, I don't.
Put your phone number out there.
I don't. Yeah, you're right.
You are so down to earth and so transparent. All real flat earthers should know. But it's not that you guys are real.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate that. But you got to remember, flat earthers started out as conspiracy people. I'll give you a quick example before we go to break, because I got 5 minutes. I was hoping to take another call, but I'll talk to you for a little bit longer. Which is this: if you remember the car company Saturn? You remember those guys? They had their whole big thing was a no haggle lot. Meaning the price on the car was the price on the car. Only the problem was when they hired salespeople, these salespeople came from other dealerships, and all the other dealerships were all about haggling and wheeling and dealing and stuff. Mm-hmm. So all these guys got here to this lot, and they were like handicapped. Because they weren't supposed. It's like, look, you're not going to haggle. It's a Saturn lot. It's like, what do you mean? I've been trained to haggle my whole life. That's sort of like what you're asking conspiracy people to do. It's like, yeah, flat Earth is a completely different animal. It is not the usual conspiracy, but at the same time, you're asking conspiracy guys to not do it. And a lot of conspiracy guys, they like dark things. It's like, I like Batman movies and dressing in black. Mm-hmm. And I don't like light bulbs. I like a really, really dark room and stuff like that. I like talking in whispered tones. And it's tough to ask those people to be more, I don't know, alive and like everybody else.
Right.
So yeah, we're different. We're absolutely different. Patricia and I, the show we do is completely different from everybody else, and we catch hell for it. And so if they have any chance to tear us down, they will. And I don't blame them. I'm not in no position to judge.
Right. But this is going to be my last thing.
Okay,
a lot of people used to ask you, why don't anybody shut you down? Why don't the CIA or FBI or whatever shut you down? Or NASA shut you down? Right. I would never thought that a fellow flat earther would try to put a wrench in the monkey works. Never in a million years. Never in a million years I would think another flat earther would try to shut you down. And my last thought, I have a clause that flat earthers said that she want D. Marvel to be her daddy.
Be her what?
I have a closet flat earther who wants D. Marvel to be her baby's daddy.
Oh, get in line. I almost want him to be my baby's daddy. D. Marvel's a good-looking man. D. Marvel is a good-looking man. Let's face it. In fact, I have told people, I was like, look, if you want camera ready, you want a guy to put on camera, that's the guy right there. I mean, and he doesn't even take his shirt off. Have you seen him with his shirt off? I mean, get me some duct tape.
No comment.
Get me some duct tape, because that man is ripped. All right?
Go to commercial, Mark.
Oh, yeah, we got to go to commercials anyway. Thank you for calling, and feel free to call me
You're
next
so
time.
welcome.
All right, talk to you soon, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Keep it flat.
Okay, keep it flat. Bye-bye. All right, let's jump real quick, and then we'll pick him up over the break. This is going to be Alhambra, California. Are you there? 626 area code.
Yeah, hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, man, it's going pretty good. You got 2 minutes to the break, and if you want, we can talk a little bit after the break as well, but you'll have to hang on through the commercials. So what's on your mind?
That's no problem. Dude. I can hang on. But, yeah, dude, first off, props on how you're handling this, man, because I'm pretty sure you caught a whole bunch of hell over this. Oh, yeah. And, dude, it even, to be dead with this, man, it even had me, stepping back and questioning things, dude. Like,
I know.
Re-examining stuff, you know. But then at the same time,
well, you know me. You've spent time with me. We've actually spent actual physical time together.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, dude.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Dude, I honestly kind of feel like a jerk when you came here to California. Like, dude, I was adding up the hours I was with you, and I was like, dude, the only time he wasn't with me was when I dropped him off at his hotel.
That's okay. I had a lot of fun. Let me make the statement before we go to break here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about this. Which is but yeah, hadn't you spent time with me, maybe you would have gone along with the videos that were being made. But I will put the challenge out there to anyone who is listening. Okay, find me, and I know this is going to be difficult because not everybody designs web pages or is a webmaster. Find me a webmaster who will watch the MGTV video and go along with what he's saying. And then maybe I'll talk to. Hell, I'll interview the guy. But webmasters won't, because they know how domains work. They know about creation dates and modification dates and all that stuff. Oh crap, there's the music. We gotta get a break. So anyway, hang with me for 3 minutes. We'll bring you right back, okay?
No problem.
Truth Frequency Radio is your number one source for news and information.
Fucking hell.
What is Jose?
Proud to feature cutting-edge programs like
Fucking
The
bullshit.
Forever Orange Show,
Every single one of those people on that show.
The American Intelligence Report with Christon Harris, Secrets Revealed with Zen Garcia.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. He is bringing all of his friends on, dude. I'm telling you.
Yes, they do sound like fucking crisis actors. Oh my god.
Quantum Connections with
They're
Lucky
all his
Star,
friends, dude.
Roger Sales, and dozens more. Did you know you
Who's
can
all these
from any
lurkers
computer,
in the
mobile
chat,
device, or from any telephone
I don't know,
by
y'all.
dialing 641-793-7117 or call into your
Sergeant
favorite show
Major.
toll-free at
Where's ODB?
866-37-TRUTH. Uncensored talking news you won't hear in the mainstream
No, where
media.
is he?
Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
Left it a minute ago. Is there a specific way
A
that
can of Ready Whip is being audibly consumed in the next cubicle. It's the Onion Radio News. This is
That's
Daniel
what
Redler
we should
reporting.
try and figure out.
Executive Assistant
Because
Pete
I know how
Lunsford
this
is
works.
increasingly
Yeah, just try and figure
discouraged
out
by what
what
he
the way
claims
to say
is
it.
the audible consumption
Yeah.
of Ready Whip
Make sure
in the
you
office cubicle
specify.
a few feet
We wanna
away.
know
Too
why
busy
there's
to
some kind of
investigate precisely where the gas-compressed dessert topping is being spewed,
makes sense, but I think
Munsford is
it's-
certain
can
it's
you
going directly
turn
into
your
one of his
volume down
co-workers'
for-
mouths.
for-
High on Munsford's list of suspects is the overly made-up fat woman in the accounting department who brings her lunch to work in
We don't
old
need to listen to
Cool Whip
these
containers.
commercials.
Yeah, man, we need to
Our
talk
Lord
about-
Jesus Christ was called before a congressional grand jury today to answer charges
People,
that
you
he
there?
accepted tithes from corporate lobbyists in exchange
Now,
for
listen,
preferential blessings. DC consultants have allegedly given the Son of God up to 10%
My
of their
only take on
income
this thing,
in
or my only
exchange
issue
for the
with it is,
passage
like,
of deregulatory
how relevant
bills.
are they anyway? Like,
Christ
if somebody
lawyer
is
Jerome
exposed and
Kearney.
doesn't
Jesus
make a
has
difference?
accepted
Are
money
they
from
that
these
big of a
men,
deal?
not
Did
as
any-
payoffs for
anybody
ill
ever
deeds,
say
No,
that on
but
YouTube?
who's
as
woke
gifts
up a lot of
expressing
people.
love.
The Son of God
The
was
only way-
harshly
the
criticized
only
last
way
year
it would
after
make
he
a
released
difference is
scrolls
if the
showing
earth
that
is not
lobbyists
flat.
paid for his new vacation home in the Cayman Islands.
So,
Tony
now,
Calvert,
the
who recently
only thing
purchased
they
a
have
health
to gain by
policy from
this
the State Farm
is to
Insurance
gobble up all
Corporation,
the
told
media
reporters
attention
today
and make it
that
look
State
bad.
Farm
Like,
is,
his
quote, pretty much
earlier
the coolest.
interviews,
Friends have
right,
tried to
all
tell
the
him that
early
it's just
interviews
another
talking about
insurance
video
company,
game,
but
this and
Calvert
that,
says
he got
otherwise.
enough
If something
heat
were to
where he
happen to
finally
me,
stopped saying
State
that.
Farm would
The
totally
snow
listen.
globe and this
and that's a good feeling.
A recent
Some
house
cringy
fire
shit,
only
man.
strengthened
And then-
Calvert's
and
opinion
then
of the insurance provider
he's the
when
one
his
getting
agent
all
Stan
the
Terrence
radio
personally
interviews.
carried him and his family
So,
out of the burning
you know,
building.
some people
Doyle
might-
Redland for the Onion Radio News,
might
online
not
at
try as hard
theonion.com.
to get on radio shows. I don't know. But it does seem like they're like a radio interview. And it's easy.
Frequency Radio.
Who knows how crazy those are going to look? You know what I mean? So that's as much damage as they can do, is trying to make it look silly. But it's the truth, and that's all it is to it. So, I don't know. I say whatever. I don't think we can all
Yeah, I think it's almost a distraction to the point. I mean, I understand you guys are setting our sources, but I hope in the facts, I don't really care what people are like. I can take the pearl from the wine and not get distracted, because I've been called a show. Well, I am a show every day, but for some reason somebody calls me a show. Like, why don't we just focus on the lies, the deception, the crap, the future, and stuff. But I do think that there might be something here. There's something on controlled rollout, and that's what it's controlled rollout, and you're with Hey, what about Venture
Welcome back to Strange World, part 3 of 4, and let's just get right back into it, except the peanut gallery says, announce the numbers again like I have to. The phone calls are just like 7 or 8 deep. at this point. 720-897-6111 or 213-233.
Come on, Jose, get on there.
720-897-6111, 213-233-3998. All right, we had Alhambra. Let's get with him for at least a few more minutes. Then I swear to God, we will keep moving down the list. We'll do 661 after this one. Josh, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, what's on your mind, man?
Real quick, talking about your visit over here, I just want to let everyone know, dude, it was really cool meeting you, and anyone who has any doubts really just needs to spend some time with you, because you're a really cool dude. Man, I love you, but you're too much of a dork to be an agent, man. They need to realize that, okay, check this out. When we got to the
Please
hotel,
do tell them about
and I dropped you off.
You're too much of a dork.
Okay?
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that I noticed you pushed the wrong thing in the elevator. I noticed you pushed the number on the button on the elevator when we got to the hotel.
Good point. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I was actually pushing something. I was pushing something that wasn't a button. Thank you for mentioning that. How else would you like to embarrass me?
Well, I'm just saying, dude, come on. Like,
I know.
like,
No, you're not the
when I
first.
saw that, I was like, dude, anybody who says you're an agent is just talking out of their butt. Okay?
Thanks.
Okay? But, and then on top of that, real quick, I want to thank you because you mentioning, this whole thing happening actually, I think I'm going to invest in this company.
Dude.
Oh,
And I find it interesting because I did a little bit digging on the website.
yeah.
And I wonder if ODB did so much digging on this website to find crap about you. I wonder why he didn't mention anything about this, because it's really easy to find, and it's Metatron. It's the traded symbol is the $MRNJ, and it says app downloads up 232%. CBD distribution deal and direct investment available for marijuana green rush.
That sounds like that's right up your alley. So yeah.
They are getting into, well, actually it's CBD. CBD is completely 100% legal in America.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Huh.
It is. It does not get you high at all. It does not. Yeah, it's the medical benefit of smoking.
Yeah.
It's the part that heals you.
Wow. Cool.
And so they have it concentrated with stuff now, and this company is getting in at the ground floor of that before it's like going to become legal throughout.
Cool. Hey,
the country.
all I know is they're a penny stock, and if they do great, hey, wonderful. I'm not going to see a dime of it because it's not.
Well, I just find it interesting that ODD, who also is a big proponent of the use of cannabis, wouldn't mention something like this about this company. All he talked about was how they're trying to mine your information.
Right. Yeah.
So I found that kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
That's all.
Oh, well, thank you. And thank you for calling me a dork.
Also, dude, it's completely out of love. You know that.
I know. Jared called me a dork, too.
Dude, I got some great news. So, my best friend growing up, who actually moved to Texas a couple years ago, I was talking to him a couple months ago, and I brought up the fact that we might be living on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
And he didn't completely discount me because he knows I'm not an idiot. He's known me my whole life. And so he actually started looking into it, and I got a text message yesterday, dude.
Really?
From him. And, bro, it straight up is like, it's straight like your line. Like it came from you.
Nice.
It started off with 3 messages real quick. And the first one was a link to a YouTube video that turned out to be a NASA ISS hoax video.
Nice.
The next message, it says liars. And then it says, the more I look for proof that the Earth is a sphere, the more I find that it is not.
It's awesome. That's great.
And then it turns out that his brother now is also a flat earther after he talked to his brother.
Cool stuff. Cool beans.
Cool. Interesting. Dude, it travels.
Yeah, I know. This thing's got legs. It's definitely not going anywhere.
With all of our tech, still the best advertisement is word of mouth.
Yep. Totally hear you.
But yeah, dude, I'll get off right now.
Okay.
I just want to let you know, hey, dude, everything's going pretty cool with the channel, though, too. I have, like, over 100 subscribers now.
Excellent.
One of my videos almost has, like, 3,000 views.
Awesome. Do a plug before you go. What's the name of the channel?
Well, if you just Google Uber Flat Earth, my videos are the only ones that really pop up.
Uber Flat Earth.
Dave's pop up a little bit, but he doesn't have quite as many, I don't think.
All right, man.
But yeah, dude, you're a trooper, man. I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, have a good one. Stay flat.
Later, man.
Bye-bye. All right, we're going to jump right into it because we got a whole bunch of calls. I got to see if I can pump through 661 area code. Let's try that. 661 area code. You're on live with Strange World right now. What's up?
Hi, Mark. How's it going? My name's Jose. I'm from California.
Hey, Jose. What can I do for you?
Yeah, so I have a couple of questions for you. I wrote them down right here. 1 second. So,
okay.
Why did Ralph Will make both your and Patricia's apps and also register your Mark Sargant website in 2012?
Got it. All right. Have you listened to the first part of the show at all? No?
No, I didn't.
That's okay. That's all right. I'll give you the quick summary. They didn't write everything in 2012. The company that we're talking about here, which is done by Ralph, we'll just go by his name, he goes by Joe Real, contacted me at the end of 2015, beginning of 2016, said, can I write your app for you? Free of charge. I think it'd be kind of cool. He was kind of into the flat earth thing. I said, yeah, sure. And then he goes, hey, can I do one for Patricia? I said, sure. You have to do whatever it is with her. And then in 2016, he said, can I do marksargant.com? Now, he owned the rights to it. He bought the rights. I do not own the rights to marksargant.com, but he needed my help. He said, hey, can I use your links from YouTube? And I said, yes. What you're looking at in 2012 is just the domain dates that were used and fallen off since the beginning of Mark Sargant. MarkSargant.com was first created in the year 2000, and it has changed hands a whole bunch of times since then. In fact, you can look it up. In fact, there's a website. Crap, I don't have it in front of me. You can look it up. Go to Google and type in domain history lookup, and there's a whole bunch of sites that will show you different ways to look up domain history, and you'll see that not only has marksargant.com changed hands a whole bunch of times since 2000, but it has been dropped. I mean, like dropped off the map entirely to where no one owned it at all. It was like, property of GoDaddy or one of the main services. So I have never even talked to those guys before the end of 2015. So the dates that from 2012 that somebody else owned, or they owned in bulk, marksargant.com, but those guys had nothing to do with me at the time. And the apps, just so you know, really, I mean, again, back for those of you guys listening to this and coming in the middle, back up to the beginning of the show because I answered it in detail as much as I could. But the apps, that is nothing different than date created, date modified. That's all it is. So when you take a Word document on your machine, you right click on it, go to properties. It'll have a created date and a modified date. The templates for all the apps those guys made were all created in 2010, and they just used it and made copies of it and then made the change. So they turned one template and they turned it into whatever it is, a cooking app, and the other one they turned into My Survival Guide, and another one they turned into Mark Sargant. That's all it is.
Oh, right, because our research said it was Ralph in 2012, though not in 2015. But anyways, well, let me ask you my final question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why do you say that he comes from under the earth and stars are projections?
I'm sorry, the first part was heat comes from under the earth?
No. Sorry.
That's okay.
Why does heat comes from under the earth and stars are projections?
I caught the second part, but I'm sorry, the first part is throwing me. Why does what come from? Spell it. What come from under the earth?
Okay, you said that heat comes from under the
Oh
earth.
yeah. It's both. It's both. So what I'm saying is the sun isn't the only heat source of this world, and we know this already. I mean, the between the jet stream, which controls the upper atmosphere, between the underwater conveyor systems, which carry huge amounts of heat energy around the oceans, and the magma system, the sun is not the only culprit here. Because remember, if it's an artificial system, then every part of it is artificial. And I know for a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot, but quite a few people, they were kind of ticked off. They're going, you can't tell me the magma system and the volcanic system is an artificial process. And I go, why wouldn't it be? If you're powerful enough, I don't know if you own any pets. If you're powerful to own a pet lizard in a terrarium, the glass is artificial, the cage is artificial, the food and the water dish are completely artificial. Why would anything that lizard walk on be organic? You just don't leave some things to chance. And the biggest thing would be like, look, one super volcano and this whole thing becomes useless. A super volcano can knock the whole thing out. So yeah, I mean, there are volcanic systems. I'm just saying they're controlled, and we have a tough time with it because we don't have that sort of technology. I mean, yeah, we can melt steel, we can create molten rock. We just can't do it in a large scale. So we don't, or even a tiny scale, for a terrarium type system. So we have a hard time visualizing it. And as far as the stars being a projection system, why not? If we live in a planetarium, if all the world is a stage, then what are you looking at? Why do they have to be anything? I mean, they could be three-dimensional objects, but they're really, really, really tiny. And they could be holographic for all we know. But what we can do in a planetarium, think of what we can do now with our limited technology right now. We can, in a planetarium, create just about everything in a nighttime sky. Waxing and waning crescents, star constellations, blood moons, comets. We can do all that stuff for a nighttime sky. We can't do a daytime thing because we can't figure out how to simulate a really bright object like the sun. But that's just one leap. After that, it's just one level of technology. So that's why I said both those things. Hopefully that helps.
Well, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Hey, thank you for your questions, and have a nice night in California.
Yeah, and stop lying, please.
Nice ending. He had to take the shot at the end, but that's okay. I don't mind. As far as the show goes, taking it. Let's do...
Oh, God, that's so fucking good.
Wait,
oh, my God.
Did I even do that one? No, I don't think I did. 904, okay. 904, you are live with Strange World right now.